a lot. Hello.
Hello, people. Don't knock it over.
Sorry.
Don't knock it over.
Sorry. Okay. Hi.
Hi. So we're live.
We're live.
Stephanie did a video before.
Yes.
Okay.
But now Scott's back. He was
I'm
gone
back.
all weekend.
Hang on, let me share our video real quick.
Let me. There we
Just
go.
like Okay. So let me turn off my sound. Sorry, it's a little bit delayed. I literally just walked in the door, like, what, 5 minutes ago?
Yeah, he just walked in.
I've been gone since Friday about lunchtime.
Mm-hmm. All weekend.
Over 800 miles to and from Columbus, Georgia. So I guess, so I know you were talking about what, emotions earlier?
I was talking about emotions. Now we're talking about the importance of gratitude.
The importance of gratitude. I'm watching. You can see myself right
Ooh,
there.
you're watching.
Which is cool, but we shouldn't say too much live in case we want to use this for other things. But Stephanie's going to share the video too. So let me give you a little bit of a background as to so I called Stephanie, I was about 2 hours ago?
Yeah.
And I said, hey, do you want to go live tonight? Because we're supposed to go live on Sundays. That was the plan that we made. And we
Yes,
made
Sundays and
promise to you
Wednesdays.
guys. So I was like, well, let's go live. And she said, well, I already did a video. I said, well, we can do another one. She said, okay, that's fine. So all weekend I've been gone. And on the drive home, I had a little bit of an emotional situation where it kind of hit me. So all weekend this weekend, I was in Columbus, Georgia at Fort Benning, which is one of the United States Army's forts where they do basic training for the infantry. So my younger brother is in the infantry. He's in basic training right now. So I went out to visit him. This weekend was family day. And I was driving home. I just left right after lunchtime, and I had a little bit of an emotion kick in, and I was like, wow, like what's going on here? And I realized kind of what was happening, that I really appreciated the time that I had there. And it was the first time that I'd seen my parents, and I saw my sister as well, since we left. So it was the first time that I saw some of my family, and like it was kind of like an epiphany. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Where I was like, you really have to appreciate the things that you have in life. And I know that sounds kind of like a general blanket statement, but let's talk about how it pertains to relationships, and then I'm going to take it on more of like a personal note in reference to the visiting, my sibling, my family and everything this weekend. So in relationships, it's kind of like finding the silver lining sometimes. Mm-hmm. And if you can look to appreciate even the littlest things in your day, in your relationship, in your life, it makes such a huge difference, doesn't it?
It does. I was just laughing because you look at me and then I look at you, and it's just kind of funny.
So,
yeah, it does. It makes a big difference. Like even with Scott being gone, this weekend,
this is where I wanted you to take it. See, this is good. We didn't plan
this.
we
didn't even plan it. Even with Scott being gone this weekend, I was thinking to myself, but he's usually home, like when I come home from work and stuff, and I usually work on Saturdays. And when he wasn't there, I was kind of like, oh man, like that sucks. And then rather than sitting in the feeling of that sucks though, I thought to myself like, wow, I'm really thankful for those days when he's home and I get to see him right when I come home from work. Like I love that feeling, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And just to list off some examples along that line, appreciating the time that we have together. I mean, I've been gone for 2 days. This is the first time in the 10 years plus that we've been together that I actually went out of town while Stephanie was at home.
I cried a little bit.
We've had it vice versa, which is why the earlier video was about emotions. Mm-hmm. It's usually been the other way around, where she's gone out of town and I've been at home, so I'm kind of more used to it. Mm-hmm. But appreciating the time that you have, appreciating those little things that they do for you, or when everything else seems like it's like really, really crappy, really appreciate the time that you have. And to take that on a more personal note, this weekend, getting to spend time with my brother and spend time with my parents and my sister was, really special and really important. And I really realized that because we're in a Facebook group with other family members that are in the company that my brother's in, and some people didn't get family weekend, which was really sad. And some people couldn't make it out to see their sons or daughters this weekend, and it's they have family weekends at different times. But I really had to realize, and it didn't really kick in, to appreciate that we got this opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a little bit of a stressful weekend because we were kind of running around all over the place, and my brother was just kind of like chill and tired and just wanted to eat and sleep, which is not surprising. I mean, that's not much different than how he was before. But
oh, that's true.
But I think once everything started to sink in, and I realized, and I told Stephanie this earlier, I said, we were never really that close because I moved out when he was 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I turned 18 and I moved out of the house, and he was only 5 years old. I'm 13 years older than him, so we didn't have that close of a relationship growing up. I always kind of felt like kind of like an uncle type of distance and everything like that. But just to see him and see that he's doing well and with his training and everything, and that he's excited, looking forward to that next step, and he's actually shipping out to Germany after he graduates, which is pretty exciting.
I personally, when Scott told me, I think that's pretty freaking exciting.
He's excited
to go to Germany. That's really, really cool, actually.
Yeah. And so after he told us that yesterday, the wheels started turning. I think subconsciously, I didn't really realize it, that these moments are special, to cherish those moments that you have with people, and to look for the things to be appreciative of, to have gratitude for, and it will make all the difference. I mean, if you really if things are really going bad, especially in your relationship, because that takes work every day, take a step back and look at what's going on around you, and you can really appreciate and have gratitude for those things. And as soon as you stop to think about it, you'll come up with a list. And we actually did that a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, actually it was more than a couple of years ago. Right after Scott and I got married. It's weird because you think it's like the most beautiful, amazing time of your relationship. But unfortunately, sometimes it's actually kind of a really stressful time right after you get married. There's like name changing a lot of times for the woman or maybe for the man. You might be living together or changing where you live or various things. You just came off of a really stressful time. And so we actually went through a little bit of a rough patch kind of right after we got married and after the honeymoon.
Post-honeymoon crash.
Yeah, it was almost like having like a sugar crash.
This is so exciting. We got married. Yeah. Honeymoon, and then it's like boom, back to reality.
Yeah, exactly.
Bills have to be paid.
Yeah, and so we were actually like getting on each other's nerves like a lot. Like we were like fighting a lot. Like it was pretty rough actually. And we both were getting so frustrated with each other that even though we were not in jobs at the time where we would have been like sent somewhere to travel, we ended up having a heart-to-heart and both admitted to each other that we were like hoping on some weird fluke our bosses would like send us away, for some kind of education or training so that we could like be away from each other for a little bit. Yeah, and then
we were in each other's faces.
Yeah, we just were. You just get like that sometimes. And when we both admitted that feeling, then that was very powerful because now we could actually do something about it because we identified it. So we said, okay, if we're both feeling this way, that means something is happening that we don't want to have happen, so we need to fix it. So what we decided to do, and we
didn't separate, we didn't go live in other places or anything. We decided that we needed to work on it.
Yes.
Because we were having these feelings of, like, when you come home, I'm kind of annoyed.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't mind me taking a little credit, I had the idea, because I'd been reading about journaling and gratitude journaling, I had the idea that we needed to write down 5 things per day. And I think we might have talked about this before, but 5 things per day we were grateful for about the other person. We didn't have to share it with them. It was our personal thing to write down, but we just had to commit to writing it down every single day.
First thing in the morning?
We usually did it first thing in the morning, yeah. Like start your day.
Whoever got up first would go and do it, or if we woke at the same time, we'd go to separate rooms.
Yeah, and we didn't share it with each other. We did not, but we did write down those 5 things every day. And I kid you not, we went from at each other's throats, annoyed even looking at each other, to
everything that each other did was like, why did you do this that way? Why did you cook the eggs that way? Why did you burn my toast?
It was just ridiculous.
Stupid stuff like that.
We went from that to so smitten in love again, so head over heels for each other within 2 weeks. Only 2 weeks. And it progressively got better along the way. But 2 weeks later, we were literally like all lovey-dovey. It was like we were dating for the first time. It was amazing. And I promise you, we did not share these things that we wrote down about each other to each other at all. It was that powerful mentally. To do it separately even, it was that powerful that it had our relationship do a complete 180.
And it was, and I was stubborn. I didn't want to do it.
No, you didn't.
I didn't want to do it. And after we did it for a couple days, I was like, wow, this like really feels good. And basically all it was just sitting there thinking about things that you appreciate about the other person, having gratitude, a lot of people actually do this on a daily basis. They call it a gratitude journal, and that's usually about anything. You know, I'm grateful that the sun came up today and it's a beautiful day. You know, I'm grateful that I woke up and I'm healthy and I can walk and talk and everything like that. And then the way that we did it was specific to each other, specific to our relationship, things that we do for each other, things that we appreciate about the other person, even things that we like about their personality or how they look or things like that.
Or something they did for us, or, you know,
and
we
it's
did
your
for
own,
the other one.
It's your own thing, so it can be rated G or rated adult.
R.
And it when you start to think about those things, they really appreciate it. So I kind of had a flashback to that today and this weekend, because, like I said, a lot of people were kind of having a rough time, and I to go back to the Army thing, this was one of the most humbling weekends of my life. It really was. I'm gonna try not to get emotional, because going on to the base and seeing these young men and women going through the training. Now my brother's company was on family leave, and we picked him up at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. And even still, there were other groups that were training, and seeing what these guys and gals, I guess I'll just say guys general, go through is just incredible. And it made me really appreciate it. And I was actually, you know, very impressed with the whole, you know, facility and everything like that. But it just made me realize that was something that I need to be grateful for. Not only because my brother's in it, but because these young men and women that volunteer for this go through hell to get to become a soldier or a Marine or a sailor or, you know, whatever branch of the service that they're in, to get to that and to be able to serve and protect us. And they don't do it because it's fun. They do it because they care about us and they want to serve and protect their family and their country and everything like that. And just being exposed to it for the first time, like in real life, was just, I mean, it was powerful. It was really powerful. And, you know, for those of you that choose not to support the troops, I hope you change your mind. Maybe, you know, don't support the cause, what the government is having them do. But these young men and women, I mean, they are out there giving it their all. And it's just crazy. And, you know, being a part of it firsthand is, you know, really hitting home, especially for me. But, you know, because my brother's now, we know he's going to Germany, but it's amazing that these young men and women, you know, would choose to do this. And I mean, I got my Army sweatshirt, so shout out to the U.S. Army, to Fox Company, to my brother Alex. I love you, buddy. We'll see you in about a month and a half for graduation, so that's exciting. So, again, politics aside, support these people. If you know somebody, if you know a family that's, you know, part of it, you know, let them know that you care, because it really helps these guys.
It's a big sacrifice.
It really is, and it was, you know, it's such a big thing to be apart from those that you love, and it's really a self-sacrificial thing. And like that hit me on the drive home, like after I left, and then, you know, I was like, we really need to do a video about being grateful. You know, really being grateful for what you have, because it will make your life that much better. If you think that you're having a bad day, and you think that the world is out to get you because you got stuck at the light and you dropped your cell phone in the toilet and they didn't have your favorite flavor latte at Starbucks, take a step back, take a breath, and think of the things that you do have. And if you start to be grateful for those little things, everything in your life will turn around. And it will be, it almost feel like magic, that you're like, man, my life is so great, even if it's the littlest things.
And not to throw in a cheesy quote, but I read this one again today, and it's, when you start to change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Amen. It's like,
it's true. It's so powerful, and it really struck home for me this weekend, because it was cold in the morning and it was hot during the day, and it was, you know, it was kind of awkward that I was driving around town with you know, some of my family members, and we went from store to store to store. One car. Yeah, and I mean, we never did that. We never did stuff like that, especially as, you know, adults and stuff. But when you take a step back and just appreciate the time that you have with each other, if you can have that time, because some people can't and don't have that time. And I'm not saying that you have to be grateful because other people don't, but be grateful that you have it, and be grateful for each other, and that will make your relationship so much better.
I'm grateful for you.
I'm grateful for you too. Uh-oh.
Ah! PDA.
So sorry to be a little serious today. It really hit home for me today. And
Gratitude will change your life.
you know,
It'll change your entire life.
We'll see. I'll get to see my brother again at the end of November, and then he leaves.
Guess what? We're grateful for you. For
We are
anybody out
grateful
there
for you.
watching this.
I feel like Mr. Rogers.
I know.
You are special.
You are special.
But seriously.
You really are. And if this resonates with you, please do share this video. We would so appreciate it.
Share the video.
The message of gratitude needs to be shared.
Comment below. Check us out on YouTube. I'm going to put this on YouTube, and we're going to have lots more videos. And sometimes they'll be straight from the heart like this, where it just something strikes and we got to do a video. And
sometimes they'll be more planned out.
Sometimes it'll be pre-planned, and we'll actually have like a little bit of a show.
Yep.
But if you like these videos, subscribe. You know, check out theempoweredlife.co.
Click the like button.
Click the like button, and we'll have more things to share, and
yay!
you get to peek in on our lives, which
Yay.
is sometimes exciting, sometimes
it's so exciting.
So,
all right, should we let these people
we're gonna wrap
go
it
to
up because now it's almost 8:15 back in Chicago, 9:15 here in Florida.
Florida.
So thanks for checking in with us. We really appreciate everybody that watches our videos, and we do it for ourselves, but we really do it for you. We really want to help people, and
we really do.
We feel like we've got a pretty good grasp, and sometimes you could be looking at the same thing, and when somebody shows you it from a different perspective, a different angle, it could change your life.
Agreed.
So
all right, well, thanks so much for watching, guys, and we will be back
happy Sunday night,
Wednesday, to do another video for you.
Hope you have a great Monday and a great week.
Yep.
Because tomorrow is the first day of the rest of your life.
Ooh, I like that. We should end all our videos with that.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
And that's the way it was. I don't know. That's right. Okay. All right.
Okay. Bye.